Council in July. We agreed at that time that we would ask the Constitution Working Group and the Monitoring Officer to take the agreed motion away and have a look at how we did what Tunde had asked. What you see before us this evening is the outcome of those deliberations, and I would be pleased if Tunde were able to second this and would welcome his
comment, and indeed to all members for considering this the last time. Can I just say I too am totally pleased that the Mayor wrote to the Mayor of Paris expressing her concerns. And while I've got the floor, can I just use this medium also to say goodbye to Carmel Littlton for all of the work you've done and all the rest. Madam Mayor, or Madam Deputy Mayor, there is a clear and present danger among us. It reminds me of the atrocities in Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities. It's clear from the atrocities we've seen recently in Paris, the bombing on the Russian plane in Egypt, the atrocities in Mali, etc., that although these issues seem far away, it now seems even closer to home. The day before the bombs in Paris, I was in a restaurant in central London with a few colleagues just meeting up for dinner. And so when the first bullet struck in Paris, it just really sort of like came home to me. That could have been anywhere. That could have been, God forbid, one of us in the city happening. Now, some people might say, what's the link? That's a bit extreme and all that stuff. It's not extreme if you now look at it, because it starts from radicalisation and people getting involved in various things and all that stuff. So that's where the link is. Councillors have a vast majority of information and insight in their wards, and even as corporate parents and all the things we get involved in. So it's only right that we get involved in this work. This work cross-party to gather intelligence, set strategy for the use of council infrastructure in the schools and the schools we control, and indeed the academies, and computers and other equipment. I'm pleased that what we want to do is work together with all the work with officers have done in terms of the multi-team working on prevent, but we're not duplicating it, we're just reinforcing it. So I'm pleased, of course, that there's cross-party for support for this, and I look forward to working on the committee if, of course, members will appoint us to that committee. Can I say, Madam Deputy Mayor, on behalf of, well, can I just say thank you to all the members of the Constitution Working Group, and indeed to the officers for the time they spent on this report, and commend the report. Thank you.
Any other members wish to speak on the report? Councillor Jones.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. Thank you, Leader. I would like to thank the Leader for presenting this report on what's a very serious issue. Leader, if this duty to prevent issue is to be addressed by the Cleaner, Greener and Safer Overview and Scrutiny Committee, of which I am the current chairman, I would like to recommend that we consider adding another 1 or 2 members to this committee. To date, I have chaired 3 meetings of this committee, all containing very important issues. 2 of these meetings were attended by the police, and the last was an extremely detailed and important presentation by 2 officers of Essex Fire Brigade. Only apart from myself as chairman, these meetings only went ahead because of a couple of loyal members in attendance. If this item is to be added or aligned to the Cleaner, Greener and Safer Overview and Scrutiny Committee, then I would expect more support at these meetings from members, bearing in mind the importance of this issue. Also, Madam Deputy Mayor, it is stated at page 54, 5.1 in the agenda that this matter has been the subject of consultations with the Constitution Working Group, the Chair of Cleaner, Greener and Safer Overview and Scrutiny Committee, group leaders and the relevant portfolio holder. I have spoke to my group leader, Councillor Snell, and both he and I, as group deputy leader and current chairman of Cleaner and Greener, can't recall being involved with any such consultations. Madam Deputy Mayor, has this been an oversight or a misunderstanding, or is there a meeting to be had? Thank you.
Madam Deputy Mayor, on reading through this draft resources report, we get down to enhanced role of local councillors in 2.10. 3/4 of the way down, and near the end it says, use their authority and legitimacy to challenge the narratives of radicalisers. Well, I've got a little bit of a groom somebody, blow somebody up, I'd hardly call them a radicaliser, and I don't think most councillors are up to the stage of being able to know what the real problem is. I mean, if we were talking about jihadists, most councillors wouldn't know who Wahhabis were, who Shiites were, who Sunnis were, or whatever in the main context of things. So I really think either the word should be changed or that whole sentence should be changed. So I don't think radicalisers is the correct word. I'd hardly call a radicaliser a bomber, a child groomer, or a fraudster, or something worse. Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor.
Any other member wish to speak? Councillor Kent, would you like to come up, please?
Yeah, if I can address the two issues that have been raised. First, Councillor Jones, there was consultation with Councillor Snell and myself at the group leaders meeting about 3 weeks ago. We were given the paper there and asked for a view, so I think that is a misunderstanding. If Councillor Jones hasn't consulted, then that is clearly an oversight, and that should have happened. I do take the point about the need perhaps to increase the size of the committee, but I have to say that isn't in the gift of us this evening. That's something we would have to look at, put back through the Constitution Working Group and bring back at the Council AGM in May. And I would be happy to ask through this meeting that that piece of work be done. And for Councillor Ray, I think there is perhaps again a misunderstanding. I think what we're looking for is that councillors understand their responsibility and their role as being, as it were, the eyes and ears of the community, to know when teachers in our patch, when other kind of civic leaders, religious leaders in our patch have concerns, and knowing how to report those concerns into the process in a way that is appropriate and a way that gets results and helps to prevent people from reaching the stage where they are considering committing violence. And that's why it's called prevent people from getting to that stage. And I would also just once again make the point that was made several times when we debated this back in July, that radicalism isn't a one-way street. That there are people of all faiths, of all colours, of all creeds that end up being radicalised and pushed into extremism, and we have to guard against it. And I think if we only think of it as being one race or one faith,